Good afternoon, all. Paul from CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, June 20th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So very nice B shapes for long liquidation as the daily goes down now and the weekly finally comes into balance. Again, I'm using SPY and the other ETFs to see if what the weekly is doing. Technically, we did not take out the old contracts low from last week of 65.25, but that's why I use SPY, okay? SPY was also ex-dividend, but it still had taken it out. Again, is this disastrous for the bulls? No. NQ is one time framing up almost 8 weeks if they had held it today. So, again, it's not unhealthy. It's how you come out of the balance, right? I don't care so much that the daily's down, but you don't want to come out of the weekly balance to the downside. We'll look at all the charts in a little while. Saw the day very well, but got caught. Absolutely my fault when we went to go take out the IB low. I got in, but I got in late. It had already done it. I was short 5. They ripped it up. Cost me $3,000. So spent the whole day, battling. I had some good trades prior to that and some good ones after that. But that's just very frustrating. But again, nobody's fault but my own. And I took it off, and then like literally less than a minute later, it came right back down. But the damage was done. Righty, let's go over what they ended up here. So Righty ends with an inside day from Wednesday. Remember, yesterday was just, for me, an overnight. So an inside day, a 10-wide point of control, and a double distribution day down. NQ ends 9-wide, an afternoon rally high, and a double distribution day, and look at this, an outside day down. They took out yesterday's high and yesterday's low, meaning Wednesday. I keep saying yesterday. Wednesday's high, Wednesday's low, and closed below it. We'll see if that's how big an impact that has come Monday, right? With the outside day down. ES goes out with a 9-wide POC, an afternoon rally high, and a double distribution day. They never took out Wednesday's high, so they didn't have that potential. Again, B shapes. So I started in A period, had one long today, and that was an A. I missed the overnight high. I missed it, but I got paid on 2 longs on ebb and flow. I did nothing in B period, okay? Missed it again, so I missed my 1 staple overnight high, missed the 2nd staple, the one-time framing, and then in C period, I took a short initially because we had single prints that paid, but then, like I said, I missed the IB low, and it cost me because I got in late by accident, went up, took it off, and then she ripped lower. Very frustrating. But I did take some shorts after that against the single prints to start chipping away at what I lost. Same in D period against the single prints. I did nothing then until I period. It looked like the market had some energy, took a short on the turnover, which it did as I ripped below H's low and made a new low on the day, which was our low of the day. And then in J period also, I took some shorts thinking it could be a potential afternoon rally high against H. I didn't take H at that point. I was looking for it to go high, it never did, so then I decided to short H when it got up towards H's high, shorted J. And that was it. I didn't do anything with the Three Stooges. Kind of a nothing burger with the end of the, that's not the end of the quarter. That's a week from Monday. With the options expiration. Not a lot of action. Volume decent though because of that. Right now, 88 million. They'd have to do another 7 million to get into the top 10. I don't think they're going to do that. I think the volume is pretty much drying up as the as everything expired. Let's go to the charts. Okay, let's start breaking down what's happening here. All right. So first we'll start Russell. Now again, I said I wanted them to take out March's high to call them up. They have not. They missed it by 3 cents, and now they've come off $6. I have no problem if people are calling it up, but I am still calling it balance, a 4-month balance. Okay? Still very impressive off of April's lows. The weekly is balance. They had gone up 2 weeks ago, and now this week, because IWM took out last week's low, I'm back into balance. Okay? You want to call it a 2-week balance, 3-week balance, it's all subjective, but it's balance. So the monthly and weekly is still balance on the Russell, and the daily is balance. I'm sorry, I was just looking at something. And the daily is balance. I would call the daily, so we're not down on the daily in IWM. Okay. The daily is in a 5-day balance. Okay? But don't forget, they filled this gap, but they still have their 3-day island top gap. Okay? And they failed at the 200. Now, that was 7 days ago. We always say 1 day doesn't make a market. Now, we didn't even get over it. We touched it. And now 6 days afterwards, we left a 3-day island top and haven't seen it. So that's something to keep an eye on. But all 3 time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, are balanced. That's a market waiting for more MGI, my friends. Okay? Triple Qs and NQ. The monthly is up. Next stop on the monthly is still the all-time high. The weekly finally came back into balance. Again, I'll just call it 2-week balance. That's fine with me. Okay, so if we make a new low again on Monday, you want to call the weekly down? I don't have a problem with that. Remember, they did one time frame up for 7 weeks and almost 8. They took it out today. So maybe you want to give them a little more respect and use the weekly low of June 2nd as your balance low. But it all depends. So the monthly and weekly are balanced. I'm sorry, the monthly's up, the weekly's balanced. The daily is down. Okay, we took out that Friday low in triple Qs. I would call it down for now. All right, give the bears just a little respect. Plus, it's an outside day down. So the monthly is up, weekly is balanced, the daily is down. And then in the S&P, monthly is up. Next stop on the monthly, just like in NQ and triple Qs, all-time highs. The weekly is balanced. Again, I'd probably call it a 3-week balance. I would use the weekly low from June 2nd as my balance low. Okay, so it came back into balance. And the daily is down. We got below the 20. Actually, where is it? We closed below the 20. So that's today's, again, 1 day. 1 day doesn't make a market. But this is the first time closing below the 20-day moving average since April 23rd. Okay? So that's 2 months. Just something to keep an eye on. A lot of short-term traders keep an eye on that. But again, 1 day doesn't make a market. Hope you had a good day and a good week trading. Enjoy your weekend. Rest up. And we'll speak prior to the opening on